just sent that to me last night.
I'll call the meeting to order. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we're in Treaty 1 territory and traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. I'll introduce the panel members. To my left is Stuart McPherson. To my far left is Maurice Tarrier. I'm Marcel Larondo. The assessor today is Jonathan Spazek, and our administrative assistant today is Cindy Finson. We'll be hearing applications for a revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matter must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessment of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration, and it makes its decisions on the basis of evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the Board's decision with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to an application of exemption from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with your Board order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the Board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. Swear them in, please.
Swear. Please state your full name.
Jonathan Spacek.
Do you swear that the evidence you're about to give in this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Bradford Scott Boardroom.
Do you swear that the evidence you're about to give in this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
We're going to start with 1496 Regent. I understand that on this one, there's a realty coming up on May 1st under a sub.
Yes.
So you'd like to have this adjourned until
Yes,
after that point, or at least till that day?
I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that? You're fine with that? So we're going to adjourn the first one, 1496 Regent, until after May 1st, on May 1st. Adjourned. We'll move on to 1486 Regent Avenue. When you are ready, Jonathan.
$1486 Regent Avenue West, bid 41157, 2018 ARV of $304,680. I'm asking to maintain the business assessment today.
Brad?
Bear with me. Yeah, that's, we're looking for a 54-1 as the Community Board appeal pending, so we'll just follow along on that one.
Okay. Any questions? None. Next one will be 1350 Dougal Road.
Okay, this is the 2017. We also have the 2018 today. 2017 I'll do first. 1315 Dougal Road, roll year 2017, business ID is 2508. Total ARV is 298,740, and I'm asking to maintain the 2017 business assessment today.
Brad?
Sorry, there are 3 separate appeals for this property. Which file number are we dealing with?
This is file number 5878.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, we're looking for a 54-1 on this one to follow along with the realty deal.
Okay. Everybody's okay with that? Thank you.
Sorry, I got a little behind there.
1350 Dougal.
Okay, and this one I only printed up one. Brief for, but this is the, you can see under here, it's on our docket list here, 1315 Dougal has 2. One of them is the more recent stuff, so that'll override the over one. So I printed the file number 17-5191, and this is 1350 Dougal Road for business ID 2508, roll year 2018. again, the ARV is 308,340, the most recent, and I'm asking to maintain, or no, sorry, this one I have a recommendation. This is the most recent stuff, to reduce the 2018 business assessment to 284,940. And that's following a slight rental decrease from the 2018 board revision.
Brad, you okay with that?
Yeah, and there's a municipal board appeal pending as well on this one, so we'll take the reduction and pick it up.
Can I just ask-
Now, on this one here, is this just doing both,
Yeah,
the two 1350s?
The file, if I just might
Yep.
jump in here, file number 175191, I believe has been superseded by 5879, being the supplementary business assessment.
And that's what's handwritten on here,
hmm?
that 585,
Oh, that was for mine, that was meant to be mine, whatever's handwritten, I'm not sure.
that 5879 wasn't yours?
I wrote that,
Oh, okay.
because he sent me an email saying they were both the same one.
Yeah, we're trying to get
Yeah.
them both at the same time, because they were on separate parts. Yeah.
So you've got what we have, it's gonna be the same assessment for both, is that correct? The same rec for both?
Sure.
Yeah,
One
that's
is
fine.
moved, but yeah.
Okay. You got a question?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanna know what the reduction was.
Oh, the reduction,
Yeah,
like rent-wise?
is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a small reduction in rent based on the 2018 decision.
Okay, so, but there's still 3 premises,
Yes,
but there's only leases on 2?
yes. And I might not have the newest one printed up. I might have, the one I might have printed up might be the old one, but the recommendation would be the same. I used the rents from the 2018 decision, 3 areas, $8.84, $10, and $6 for,
Well, yeah, and one's Ron's Marine and one is Transcona Trailer Sales.
Yeah.
They
I-
are a whole co-op situation, certainly with Ron's Marine, so I have personal knowledge of that one, so there may be a book rent in place, but it's not.
the final number is right.
You got a question, what is?
Yes, I just want to make sure I got this right. Now, on the 2018, we're 284,940. Are we applying that to 2017 as well?
No, 17 was separate.
Yeah.
17 was the one before, and it was.
And it stays at 298,740?
Yes.
Okay, and this one is 284,940?
Yeah, that's our
Okay, that's what I
recommendation.
wanted to clarify, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Both years, just to ensure that we understand, both years have appeals filed on the realty
Yeah.
assessment at the municipal board, so we'll follow along with those ones as well.
Okay.
The decision on 5191 was 210,000. Is that correct, Jonathan?
For 5191?
Yeah. What do we have on file?
For the realty? I don't, where's that from?
That's-
Yeah. Have a peek.
But that's the one that's superseded, is it not?
That's what we want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
I thought I
See
got the
this?
most recent one. I think me and Brad are on the same page.
Yeah, it's really moot what
Yeah.
happens with that one because the supplementary, 2018 supplementary under 5879 will override any change to the.
So it'll override this one.
Yeah.
So there
Whatever
was,
it-
there was some sort of new construction on the site?
There must have been an update, there must have been some sort of update to send out the stuff.
So 284,940 anyway is the new number.
Yeah.
Superseded. 284. Okay. That concludes that one. 823 Regent Avenue, west.
This is roll year 2018, roll number 6793. We have a total ARV of 320,100, and I'm asking to maintain that today.
Brad?
Yeah, we're seeking 54-1 on this one as well, pending appeal.
Okay. Next one is 1330 Dougal.
All right, this is roll number 2018. Oh, one sec here. Brett. Oh, 1330 Dougal's roll. Roll number 2018, or sorry, year 2018, roll number 2507. We have a total annual rental value of $290,460. We're asking to maintain that business assessment today.
Brad?
Thank you, yes. I wonder if I might just have 30 seconds with my friend over here.
That was a 54-1, correct?
Yes, thank you.
Why don't you take a second with your friend there?
Sydney?
You want to shut it down for a second? Call the meeting back. 1376 Regent Avenue, when you're ready, Jonathan.
All right, this is roll year 2018, roll number 28352. This is the co-op car wash located at 1376 Regent Avenue. It's part of a multi-role parcel that has a car dealership on it as well. Today we're looking just at the co-op. We have a total annual rental value of $103,020. That's the total of all premises, which is the car wash and the gas kiosk, of 4,647 square feet. And if you blend them together, we get it with our occupancy cost. That's a total overall ARV of $22.17. I'm asking to maintain this today. We're going to take a quick closer look at this. The multi-role parcel was appealed in 2018 and it was maintained. I've included that as well, and on our last page I've included the actual gas station pad site leases analysis we have done that we use that was used at all the gas station hearings this cycle, so I'm sure a few of you are familiar with it. I will point out that these are the co-op is one of our larger kiosks on the list at the 2,042 square feet for the kiosk itself. This lease in place at this location is used on this list at the bottom. Item number 12 is 1376 Regent. It's a SOP built in 2009 with a total pad site rent of $114,996. And it works out, if you work it out to split it up between the car, using the average car wash rent of $10.50, it works out to $42.92 at this site. There's a couple other on this list that are relevant in my opinion. Number 6, 705 Osborne is a 1,336 square foot kiosk, and it's gathering $29.91 a square foot for an older gas station on Osborne. And comparable number 1, 690 Sterling Lion. It's a 2,250 square foot, so very close, similar kiosk with a pad site rent of $105,000, and so that works out with a $10.50 car wash rent. It works out to $40.25 for that kiosk. If you look at our subject, it is 2,042, and we have a base ARV of $34.39. I believe the rent rate on this property is fair for the kiosk itself, and the car wash is right within our range. If you look at the car wash itself, right at the bottom, comp 13 and 14 are pretty much the two net leases we've found for car washes, and they range from $772 to $1,190. I'll have a note that our car wash is currently at a base ARV of $8.40, which is right within that range. That is the basis of my defense there, so I asked to maintain the 2018 business assessment.
Brad?
Just a couple of really quick questions. On your page 3, all of these properties that you list here are all pad site leases?
From my understanding, yes.
Land leases?
Yes.
And so not rent that's attributable to premise areas?
No, I've never found one for a gas station.
Other than one. Those are my questions, thank you.
Any questions with it?
So you're a Sterling Lion comparable, 2,250 square feet, 4025, and that's to be compared to your 3439?
Yes, I believe it's within the range. It shows that the 3439 isn't unreasonable.
It's quite a mixed bag, this one here. So what's this 1376 Regent?
That's the subject
But it's
property.
shown there at 4292.
Yeah, that's the subject property.
Yeah, how come it's shown at 42.92?
That's what
That's what they're,
that's what's being reported
so
on the
that's
pad
what the
lease.
lease there at the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, and that's if you split that 56 between the car wash using 1050,
Okay.
the rest is attributed to the kiosk.
Okay, that's all, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you.
Stu?
Yeah, I do, the subject lease, that would have expired in 2014, correct? Is there a renewal on it?
Yeah, I didn't, it's still there, I don't know, I didn't look for the renewal.
So you're not sure whether it was renewed at the same
No,
rate?
I looked at the mailer and I saw the number, but I don't have it with me.
Okay, and as far as business tax on gas stations,
Yes.
is there business tax attributed to small kiosks?
I didn't look any up to compare, I would assume that the small kiosk has a small business tax that has its rate based on the square foot, but I didn't confirm with any smaller, like domos or anything.
Okay, and this one that you're referring to as a kiosk is over 2,000 square feet.
Yeah.
So would that not be more like a convenience store, or?
I mean, however you wanna look at it, our label is a kiosk, like the SKP. It's, how we, label these buildings at the gas stations, whether it's 100 or 2,000.
Okay.
And when you're done, I just wanna point out one thing, if that's okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like 34, 39 for basically a convenience store, that's fairly high, is it not, compared to?
Yeah,
other
our
convenience
model
stores?
uses those land leases across all these gas stations to show that it's not completely unreasonable to have a slightly higher rate. And I just wanna point out one thing quickly, just for the car wash itself, Brad pointed out to me before and I forgot in my presentation, but that 2,605 square feet, it doesn't have air conditioning, and I'm not in contention with, his workup has that taken off for the gas station, for the car wash, just wanted that to be noted.
So the occupancy cost should be a couple
0.
thousand less.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just to point out, I think you might have read the business assessment ID number wrong, so we'll just confirm it at 38352,
Thank you.
as you had said, 28. That's it for my questions. Brad, on with your presentation.
Thank you. I'm gonna frame this by telling you that I did this property for the business assessment last cycle. We don't represent the owners of the real estate. It's done by a different individual in the city who last cycle did not argue the assessed value of the Red River facility at all. I suspect exactly the same has happened this time around. His reasoning last cycle was he contacted Red River. They've already retained us and he wasn't only paid, so he made no submission. So by way of background, I'm going to start by showing you on page 13. This is my brief from last cycle. And so we get into a little bit of the description on pages 14 and following. And I've taken exactly the same approach here. And so what I did was I looked at a number of what I say are comparable rents in terms of being retail and convenience store rentals. We also, on page 16, then showed a car wash rental rate. Page 17, we showed our calculations, and there you'll see on the bottom part of the car wash that the air conditioned area is 0. We sought the last cycle a reduction to 80,760, and you'll see on pages 18 and 19 that that's exactly what this panel reduced it to last cycle based on this approach, which is exactly the same as we applied this cycle. So if we start on page 5, I've actually just I've shown a couple of overhead shots here just to give you an idea of the particular premise that we're talking about. And in the upper picture, outlined in red, is the entire site for the realty role. There's two additional perpendicular structures on there, and then the Red River Co-op. And then the bottom picture just outlines the site that the business roll number is applicable to. Page 6, I've included there a picture of the, or a better picture, I suppose, of the convenience store. It's labeled as such. It is, in my view, of a size that it should be compared with a convenience store, or if they're not available, then retail rents. This being a newer property, we don't have any convenience store rents, so it's really no different than any other retail. The city does not apply a separate rate or a separate amount to the business assessment for pumps, tanks, and canopies. And so really what we're talking about here is the rental rate to be applied to this structure as well as the car wash. And I'll tell you right now that we don't have a contention or dispute the rental rate, that's for the premise rate that's been applied to the car wash. So we're dealing solely here with this with your store. And really when you look at the bricks and mortar, it's really just another retail location. So we show a number of retail rents there. They are all relatively new, subject being built in 2009. They are all within a range of sizes as compared to the subject property. They are within a fairly close proximity, being all located on Regent Avenue West. And so based on these rental comparables, we've selected $27 a square foot as the rate that should be applied to the convenience store premise. As I indicated earlier, we have no contention with the $8.40 rent that was applied to the car wash. And so the total gross potential rent, or gross potential base rent, if you will, totals $77,016. We show the overall rate. Now, when we look at what these sites actually lease for, irrespective of what's developed on them, we did as an alternative approach. We took a look at what these sites actually lease for, and you'll see that $77,000 per annum, aside from a single property which is located at Grand Park Shopping Center, is well supported by each and every one of these leases. So if we're looking at the land rents, then 77 is probably also the right number. We don't dispute the occupancy costs, and as the assessor alluded to, we have made an adjustment with the area that those occupancy costs are applied to, only with respect to the car wash. We show those on page 9, so we remove air conditioning from that space. We show the calculations broken down by the convenience store and by the car wash. And on page 10, we actually show the totals of those two tables, so we show it combined. So we're looking for a reduction to $87,120, that's rounded. And that's the information I think that we wanted to present to you.
Jonathan?
Just a couple questions. For your convenience store comparables, are any of these located with gas pumps or have like gas station?
Well, they're all retail locations. The city does not attribute additional value for pumps, tanks, and canopies. And so my opinion and my view of it is that it doesn't matter whether it's a retail, a petroleum retailing operation or another kind of retail. I mean, when you look at the building, that's exactly what you've got, right? You walk in, it's no different than a Mac store or 7-Eleven. You've got coolers for dairy products and for drinks, Gatorade, soft drinks, water. They dispense cigarettes and lottery tickets. They have, in this particular location, they also have what I would call junk food, snacks. And so really no different than another kind of premise. And it doesn't, in my view, doesn't matter that it's a petroleum retailing operation here, because the city does not attribute any additional VA for the pumps, tanks, and canopies.
Thank you. Have you included the lease into the actual subject lease in place into any of your analysis?
It's a land rent, and because the New City Code Charter talks very specifically about the premise area, the premise is not the land lease. The premise is actually the structures on site.
That was all my questions, thank you, Mr. Chair.
What is?
Your page 2 is 86,460, so I'm assuming we've got to use the one on page 9 and 10.
Yes, please, yeah, I think I
So that's
recalculated.
wrong?
Yeah, I
Okay.
recalculated, based on a corrected occupancy, so it should be 87,120.
So you're basically using 27 versus 3439.
That's correct.
Based on those arguments you're making on page
And,
7.
yes, and there's also a minor adjustment for the
Yeah.
air conditioning and car wash.
Yeah, I saw that, but, okay, I'm just going through this fairly quickly. Your median was 2350 on page 7.
Yeah.
How did you bump this up to 27?
I looked at the range, subject property is built in 2009, so it's, I mean, it's within the same decade grouping, but it's relatively new. I think its location directly fronting on Regent is somewhat superior to these rental comparables. And all of the, numbers 3 to 12 are all just up the street in that complex, they're also on the south side, where it's a number of CRUs, but they're set back a little bit. So I think that the location actually directly fronting on Regent is an advantage that needed to be adjusted for.
Yeah, and your square footage on the store is 2,040. Your comparables are 1,380 and 1,905. I don't know if the
Well, they-
economies of scale have a bearing on this or not.
Yeah, and when you look at, actually, if we just narrow it down to comparables 3 to 12,
Yeah.
you'll see there that comparable 4 as compared with comparable 5. There's a step up on both, and the step up is very close, and so there does seem to be some economies of scale, but at $1 a square foot, it's not significant. Similarly, when you look down at number 9 at 3461 square feet, that's also at $22 a square foot. So while I would agree generally with the principle that economies of scale will impact or can impact on rental rates achieved, it's not anything that I could mathematically calculate based on our rental comps.
And this is a 2009 structure.
Yes.
These are all basically 2001.
Yeah, and a difference of, like in my mind, anything built in that decade is gonna be similar.
Okay, that's all, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Stu?
Your comparables on number 7, I appreciate that you say that they're all retail along the same major strip, and you said 3 to 12 are kind of set back a little bit. So this one, because it fronts on Regent, you've adjusted it upwards,
Somewhat, yes.
and convenience stores basically are located for convenience, right? So they're usually on a main street, are they not?
Yeah, I would agree with
So,
that.
so did you look at any convenience stores?
I did look at convenience store rents, and we do have some. They're typically what you're gonna find is that convenience stores are older, in terms of their original date of construction. Some have been remodeled. The only newer one I'm aware of is out on Portage Avenue near Cavalier Drive. And I don't have that right with me, but it's not gonna be more than the 27 I've suggested. I saw it the other day when I was in here with a colleague, actually last week. He was using it as a rental comparable, so. The $27 rate that I've applied here, it's my view that adequately adjusts for the closer exposure on Regent Avenue. In this particular case, they need that close exposure for access and egress because of the retailing operation.
And I think you mentioned that land leases weren't appropriate because it's not the the land that we're looking at for business taxes and
That's,
occupancy?
that's our position. I have shown those other, their land, just make sure it's all of them.
On page 8, they're all
Yeah.
land leases, are they not?
They are, except for 1150 Nairn, which, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background on it. It was a Petrocan. At the end of the lease, Petrocan did not renew, they were gonna move out. And some period of time after that, they made the decision to release that facility. So at the end of the lease, in accordance with the terms of the lease, all of the improvements, including the tanks and the canopy, reverted to the holder of the real estate. So that lease is for everything. But other than that, the balance of them are land leases. I showed it more in terms of a check as to reasonableness of our approach. And certainly the $77,000 that we're suggesting here falls within that range.
Okay, and the bottom two, 10 and 11, on Regent West,
Yeah,
what are those?
the bottom one is another Red River Co-op further up the street.
Okay,
And the one directly above that is a Superstore gas bar.
okay. And it's just a coincidence that 9, 10, and 11 are all the same rate?
That's the information that we have in our database.
Wow.
The dates are different. I will make a note to double check that. but
Yeah,
that's-
because
those-
48, 999, 60 is
is
kind
all
of
I-
strange
yeah,
number.
I'm gonna check that, yeah, for sure.
That's my questions, thank you.
The realty tax was done on the entire property, was it not?
It, yeah, there are, as I showed on the picture, page 4, I think, or 5 is a better picture. There's a body shop here, there's another operation on the east
Car
side
lot.
of this, east side of the site, and then the subject premise. It's a multi-tenanted role, and so Red River Co-op does not have the opportunity to actually appeal the realty assessment. And I did not check with Trevor this cycle to see what he did, but I know from last cycle, he did not argue the valuation on the Red River Co-op.
No, they didn't. But that was the lease that was presented. Correct?
Well, it's two different things. We're talking here about a premise and a business assessment that's applicable to that premise. On the realty end of it, you're looking at income attributable to the real estate. That's two separate things in my mind. And so he may well have done it that approach, or he may not have. And I don't know exactly what he did.
I've got no further questions. And so you had any information?
No, not today, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next one. 357 Oak Point Highway.
Roll year 2018 business assessment ID 23728. The total annual rental value is 422,940. We are asking to maintain this value.
Brad?
Yeah, this was one of those weird ones that was, yeah, just a 54 one, because we know nothing further on this one.
Okay. 670 Century Street.
This is the year 2018, business assessment ID 4475, address 67 Century Street, total annual rental value of 569,280. I'm asking to maintain the 2018 business assessment.
Brad?
Yeah, we're just looking for a 54-1, and again, it's just the timing of the appeal cycle and the realty hearing, so. It'll end here.
36
Sorry, what was that called?
Well, if I'm recalling or if I'm looking at this correctly, the deadline to file BA appeals was November 24th, and we had a number of properties that the realty hearing was subsequent to that. So as a matter of course and to protect the client, in a number of cases, we filed business assessment appeals. There was a subsequent decision out of the board where either the board used the rent and we didn't appeal it further, the city's rent and we didn't appeal it further, or we agreed with the city's rent. And I think this is one of those cases.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
3636 Portage Avenue.
Roll year 2018, business assessment ID 42727. We have a total ARV of 464,580, and I would be asking to maintain the 2018 business assessment today.
Brad?
Yep, 41, please.
Okay. 201-475 Provencher.
This is roll year 2018, business assessment ID 41956. We have a total annual rental value of 33,000, and I am asking to maintain the 2018 business assessment.
Brad?
Yep, 54, please.
102-211 Bannockburn.
That's I'm sorry, that's under the threshold, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
Okay.
This is still applicable though.
Cool.
Are we on the next one?
Yep.
All right.
102-211 Bannockburn.
Yes, thank you. This is business ID 31572, roll year 2018, with a total annual rental value of 89,280. I'm asking to maintain the 2018 business assessment.
Brad?
Yep, looking for 54 on that one, and just to back up or backtrack for half a second there. With the BA appeal deadline being November 24th, the city of Winnipeg has not yet passed the small business tax credit bylaw. And so year over year, it's uncertain as to whether or not the city will carry that forward until they actually pass the bylaws, so, yeah.
Okay.
Happy to appeal everyone.
But your point was
Oh, yeah.
also there is,
But there's
there's
still,
zones
there's,
that
yeah,
are applicable.
in
to
some locations, and they got a biz rate on them, so.
870 Scottsville.
So last one today, roll year 2018, business assessment ID 31017. We have an annual rental value of 92,040, and I'm asking to maintain this today.
Brad?
Yes, please.
Thank you. That concludes the matters for today, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Shut down the camera.